I want to hit you guys with some gems today. Just there's definitely 7. I want to share with you guys the 7 habits of highly effective nurses. Yes, this is adapted from Stephen Covey's book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and he's spread that to different areas of life too. So I'm bringing this to the world of nursing, and this is just a reminder for established and aspiring nurses of habits that need to be created in order to make the workplace more effective. So let's get straight into it. First off, the effective nurse is organized. And when I say organized, obviously it's gonna look different across the board. I've seen people's report sheets with all kinds of stuff over it. And I've seen people's report sheets that are highly organized and highlighted, color coordinated. I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of me. So it doesn't really speak to organization and disorganization because there's such a thing as organized chaos. So you don't have to be type A to be organized. A lot of times when I'm saying organization, it's just a matter of preparation, whether that's mental or physical. Physical preparation meaning, is your room prepared for the things that your patient may need? Anticipate needs. Mental preparation, do you know what labs, what vital signs, what this to be looking for? Like just an organization in your mind and in your environment. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to have color-coded report sheets and super organized things to be prepared and to be organized. Secondly, the effective nurse is good with time management. And like I said in a previous video, time management is never not gonna be a thing. It's always gonna be a thing. I know it's cliche, I know we say it a lot, but it is necessary. And especially if you're in a place where the nurse to patient ratio is larger. Fortunately, right now I'm in California, but other places in the ICU and on the floor have larger patient ratios. And so you need to learn how to assess the things that are important, urgent, prioritize. I mean, there's just things that you need to know how to do as far as time, because one person taking care of any more than one person is already spread outside of themselves. So you have to know how to use your time well. And you're not even just dealing with patients, you're dealing with doctors, you're dealing with families, you're also dealing with other coworkers. So it's just like you need to know how to spread yourself amongst all of those areas. And like I said, prioritize the urgent, the important appropriately. And also I think another thing to note with time management is to know when to say no. Like I said, with patients, families, and other coworkers, sometimes you have to say, no, I'm not available to do that right now. Learn when and how to say no when it comes to safe patient care and safe nursing practice. And also understand that you do have to document. Charting is such a time-consuming and annoying task that has to be done, so time has to be allotted for that as well. There's just so many things that you have to consider. So being able to manage your time is always going to be necessary. The effective nurse also uses integrity. And this is an interesting one because you think this one goes without being said, but I'm gonna say it because it's really easy. There's a lot of situations that are given in the hospital where it's easy to overlook integrity and just kind of do things that, you know, take shortcuts or do things that are easier. So I do have to say the effective nurse does use integrity. And I'm not saying be that dustbuster nurse who's walking around the unit with a white glove, checking everything and doing everything, making sure everything is by the book. You ain't gotta be that nurse. Please don't be that nurse. However, you can't overlook things. You can't think that things are so small that they're not important. Small tasks and small things can escalate and become bigger emergent situations if not handled properly or if not taken care of well. So you have to do the things that you're supposed to do, and there's always going to be an opportunity to miss that med or not do something for evasive purposes. You don't want to bother the patient, you don't want to deal with the family, you don't want to have to call the doctor for something so small, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that. There's always going to be a situation that presents itself, and so you have to be a man or woman of integrity and do the things that you know you are supposed to be doing and need to be doing whether people are watching you or not. So integrity. That's all I'm going to say about that one. Fourth thing, effective nurses are good communicators. You need to have good communication. And this is another cliche thing. Communication is key. And it is key. You need to be able to communicate with doctors, co-workers, and other supportive staff. There's a variety of personality types, but a lot of times communicating to others can be intimidating. There's always going to be somebody with a stronger opinion or stronger suggestions, but you need to be able to communicate your assessments, communicate your needs, communicate things to supportive staff, family, and patients. So, yeah, because that's important. Patients and family need to be assured, they need to be educated, they need to understand what's going on. Co-workers and doctors and things like that, everybody needs to be able to be on the same page. A lot of times that page is written by your narrative, by your assessment, by your observation, by your care, and so you need to be able to communicate that so that they're all, so that it's collective. Fifth thing, effective nurses work well as a team. Teamwork does in fact make the dream work. And there's really not much to say about this one. Like, is it too much to ask somebody if they need help? Is it? Like I said, when you're taking care of multiple people, you're already working outside of yourself. You're already stretching yourself outside of one person's capability. You are not omnipresent. You are not my Lord and Savior. You need help. We need help sometimes, and that is okay. That is not a symbol of any problem, of any, issue. We're gonna all need help at some point. Even the best nurse on the unit. Ask someone if they need help. Before you leave, ask somebody if they need help. While you're working, help somebody, okay? Ask somebody's opinion. There's always gonna be somebody who knows more about something than you do. So ask somebody about it. Don't try and do stuff by yourself. No man is an island. I'm hitting y'all with all the little cliche sayings today, all the gems. Sixth thing is self-care. Y'all, I'm terrible with this. I'm terrible with this. And I'm gonna do a whole video on it. It's gonna be a whole video on it by itself because I'm struggling with it personally. But it's really a simple concept. Like, when you fly somewhere, the flight attendants always tell you to put your mask on first. Because why? If you pass out, who's gonna help the child? Who's here for the babies? You have to help yourself first. Because what good are you to other people if you do not take care of yourself first? So really, it's just to put your mask on first situation in order to be able to effectively take care of other people. You need to be well taken care of as well. And lastly, I think effective nurses are continuously educated. And I'm not just talking about those CEUs that you pay $30 for to meet your requirements, to renew your license. Because let's be honest, those really aren't the continuing education that I'm talking about. Learning on the job, learning outside of work, going back to school, things like that. Like, there's always something to learn. There's always a new technique to practice, a new way to do something, things that you haven't seen, things that you haven't heard of before, figuring out the connection between meds that you're giving and disease processes and how this affects one thing or the other. Like, there's just so many things that you can pick up and learn while you're on the job, outside of the job, just to better yourself in a certain area that you feel like you're not, proficient in. There's just so much to learn. Like, it's endless no matter what field you're in. So I think effective nurses are continuously and intentionally educated in their specific field. And that's really all I have for you guys today. These are, like I said, reminders. It's nothing new. You've heard these things all before, but I think these are 7 things that are really important to take to work with you every shift. And habits that are extremely helpful to have with you. Not only will it make you more pleasant to work with, it'll make you more competent and confident in the care that you give to your patients and the way that you're able to advocate for them. So I thank you guys for getting through this video with me. Thanks for rocking with Nurse Rocky. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really helps my channel, and I really appreciate all the subscribers and followers that I have. Let's continue to grow this community. I will see you guys in my next video.